If we've got strong mental health, we're able to overcome the many complications and challenges that come into our life. And let's face it, life is filled with complications and challenges. We may get through them today, but one thing we can count on for certain is that there are more complications and challenges to come. My name is Michael Santos, and I'm the founder of Prison Professors. The challenges and complications that really came to, I think, become the bedrock of change in my life started back in 1987 when authorities took me into custody and I faced a potential life sentence. Why? Because I made some really stupid decisions when I was 20 years old that, as I look back right now, I would question even the mental health that I had to make the decisions that I made during that reckless adolescence. I sold cocaine even knowing that cocaine was illegal. But when I sold it, I put myself on this pathway to believe that if I didn't ever touch it or handle it, I would never get prosecuted. And that to me, as I look back right now, just seems like really something, a poor mental processing skills. I don't know about you, but I don't know what got you into the criminal justice system. But if you're working through our programming, it's very likely that you are inside of a jail or a prison, or you've got some interest in this. My goal as the founder of Prison Professors is to give you tools that you can use to transform your life. And that's what this entire program on daily discussions is all about. Not only do I create it for our website, but we develop partnerships and relationships and collaborations with new institutions and also with digital partners so that we could bring our programs into jails and prisons across America so we can communicate with people who may be going through their own mental health challenges because they are locked in a cell, they're separated from their family, they don't know what's coming. Well, there's an old Chinese proverb that tells us if you want to know the road ahead, ask somebody who has walked back. And I've walked the road ahead, having gone through 9,500 days in prison. I learned a lot of lessons through that journey, and I have a duty and a responsibility to pass those lessons along to help other people find their own pathway to recalibrate and restore mental health. So in today's daily discussion, I want to read the blurb of what we wrote here. Maintaining mental health is like maintaining physical fitness. If we are living in challenging times, we have got to muster the strength to overcome. Pursuing deliberate strategies helps us restore our self-esteem, self-respect, and self-confidence. Certainly, I know what it's like to feel as if everything is imploding in your life when you learn that authorities have targeted you for prosecution. I was, like I said, I was 23 years old. I was living in Miami, not even really appreciating the magnitude of problems that I had created for myself when authorities came to me with guns drawn, telling me to put my hands behind my back as they locked me into handcuffs, locked those handcuffs around my wrists, and led me away. And I was living inside of cages for 9,500 days. So I missed a lot of life, but I also learned how do you restore mental health while you're living in that environment. And I think that such a conversation merits something for you to be thinking about or pondering about if you're going through this journey. So let me turn to today's lesson, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Living apart from the people we love and those who love us is never easy. As weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and years turn into decades, time can take a toll on our mental health. During the 9,500 days I served, I experienced many dark moments, and staying active proved enormously helpful. I felt the most challenging times in prison when I did not know what awaited me. Before my sentencing, for example, I had a physical reaction to the stress. Boils broke out on my body. The searing pain kept me awake at night. I felt tormented in my mind about what would happen to my life. Strangely, after a judge sentenced me to 45 years, I started to feel more energetic. Why? Well, even though the sentence would translate into multiple decades in prison, at least I had certainty. I felt like I had hit bottom. The time had come to start taking measurable steps toward growing stronger. Reading books about leadership taught me that I could restore strength by defining the best possible outcomes. Instead of sinking into a morass of sadness, I could start building the ladder leading me out. Anyone can do the same. At any given time, we can look ahead. We can train our minds to visualize what we'd like to become. We can start taking incremental steps that will lead us out of the complex challenges hurting us. I found strength by pushing myself to do things I didn't want to do. I forced myself to go to bed early. I trained my mind to wake up before 5 a.m. I developed exercises that would lead to better physical health, which led to better mental health. And better mental health led to more confidence that I could influence the life I would lead in the days, weeks, months, years, and decades to come. Journaling proved to be an excellent tool. Writing out what I wanted to achieve felt like drawing a line in the sand. I shared my journals with others, showing the dreams that I intended to build. Those dreams would take years to achieve. For that reason, I broke the achievements down into smaller goals. If I knew what I wanted to accomplish in 10 years, I could ascertain the progress I should make within the first 5 years. By continuing this practice, I would know what pace I would need to make every year. I began the disciplined practice of writing quarterly journals. This tactic bolstered my feelings that I was living as the CEO of my life. Just like the CEO of a publicly traded company had to release quarterly reports, I wanted to do the same. The quarterly reports I created proved enormously beneficial in helping me build mental health. Even during the darkest days of my imprisonment, I could work toward the light, and that made all of the difference. And so here are some self-directed questions for you. How does your mind respond when you exercise your body? What is your state of mind when you achieve a goal? In what ways does self-discipline influence how you feel about yourself? What are the most effective strategies that you have used to overcome despair? How would you say your commitment to fitness will evolve after your release? And the word of the day is morass. I encourage you to define morass. And I encourage you to use morass in a sentence. These types of lessons, in and of themselves, help a person build mental health. Why? Because they force you to start thinking differently. Instead of thinking about what the system or what others are doing to you, you start thinking about what can I do to build a better life? What can I do to begin sowing seeds that will lead to the success that I am destined to become? And it's not only for you. You are doing this for the people you love and the people who love you. You want to demonstrate that you have the strength of mind to overcome any challenge that the system puts forth. And there will be many, many challenges. And if you don't have a plan, a pathway to overcome them, it could lead to mental health problems. It can lead to despondency. There are many times that people in prison feel so weak that they just want to put the pillow over their head and forget what's going on and just kind of disappear into the morass. But it's so much better. It's so much more fulfilling and liberating to have a pathway that says, okay, I can do this right now. And if I do this right now, it's going to put me on the pathway to new opportunities. And if I open new opportunities, I'm going to feel stronger. I learned that at many different stages of my journey. And I don't know what stage of journey you're in right now, but I do know you have the power within to strengthen your mental health. And I encourage you to start doing so today. That's why we create these daily discussions. We want you to be intentional. We want you to focus on being the best that you can become, regardless of what the system does. And regardless of what stage you're in, you may not have been sentenced yet. You may not have gone through a pre-sentence investigation. You still can be learning right now, what can I do to influence a better outcome? That's what our team at Prison Professors is all about. Providing these kinds of resources to people, justice impacted people, so that they will know today's the day I can start sowing seeds for a better life. And I would never ask anybody to do anything I didn't do. This is what got me through 26 years in prison, and it's a strategy that I am still using today. I've got to believe in myself in order to overcome the challenges that stay with a person who's gone through the criminal justice system. My name is Michael Santos, and I'm asking you to stay on this path of building a better future for yourself. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening on iTunes, I do hope that you will subscribe to our program. If you're inside of a jail or prison, I hope that you will work through all of the Prison Professors courses, because if you got access to this video, you should have access to all of our books and all of our courses. Hopefully they will relate to milestone credits or earn time credits to help you advance your release date. I believe in you.